Hi everyone, it's Lavinia. Welcome to my channel and to Inktober 2025. We are at day 19 if you're following along with this fun challenge where we get prompts of different Zentangle patterns. I am adding them to this monthly calendar as well as to a piece of cardstock, a compilation page. I have my bijou tile where I will be adding that. And today's prompt is called Mrth. So it's this Mrth. And let me actually go ahead and I'll write it down here. This is a combination of two, actually three, because fescue is here, but the prompt is Mrth, Mrth. And I will be drawing that here on this bijou tile, as well as on the calendar and the compilation page. So I will be using my Artist Loft ink pens, illustration pens. I have a 0.3 and a 0.5. I have my Micron PN pen, which I will go ahead and use that here on the bijou tile only because it's a little bit thicker. I have my graphite pencils, my eraser, my tortillon to blend it in. But I wanted to show you what I had done a few years ago. So this is Mrth, these here. And Panagia is putting down blobs and then adding to it. So for example, these would be Panagia, and then I just put in some other designs. Here's Mrth right here. This is on a gray tone journal paper, and I added graphite, white charcoal pencil, and then white gel pen. So just to give you an idea there. I also have a variation of Mrth here where I did it differently with Muka. I love Muka. So once you see the steps of this, I just want to share with you, go ahead and make it your own. Try different designs in there. See what you like. These are just fun other little designs, not necessarily Zentangle designs. Like I just put in like some flowers and stars and whatnot. But go ahead and go with it, you know? So let's go ahead and let's start with the Zentangle tile first. I think that might be easier before we go to the calendar because this is just going to be basic Mrth. So let me bring the camera a little bit closer. Okay, so hopefully it's a little bit better, but I will bring the tile closer to the camera as well. So with Mrth, we are just going to just draw any type of blob that you want. And actually the more not uniform, probably the better. So we have that. And then here somewhere in the center, we're just going to, and this is Maria, this is a Zentangle tile for Maria and Rick. And so what Maria says is just put in a smiley face, just like that. And then here from the center, since this doesn't have a border, I'm going to go ahead and put these fescue. Otherwise, you can just end it here. So if there's another blob, so to speak, or Mrth that surrounds it, you would just end it there. And I will probably do that on the compilation page. So just here from the center, I'm just gonna, so you could stop here, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll put that little wavy fescue. I'm probably gonna make it a little bit thicker here. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and add another one. Again, just a little wavy line with just a little tiny teardrop. And just another one here. And you could put as many as you'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and thicken these lines just a little bit. Okay, so maybe there's just another one coming out that way. Again, these don't have to be perfect straight lines or anything like that. So once you have your fescue in, again, if you'd like to go ahead and extend that, then here where this little edge is, you're going to come across and you're just going to ink in that area there. And I may want this to be just a little bit thicker. So just like that. Okay. And then you're just going to turn this 90 degrees, whichever way. And then just from any part here, just come down and then just give it a little bit of a little tiny rounding or triangle. And you're just going to continue that where you're doing that outline or that aura. And then just give it that little bit of a rounding. So again, I'm going to aura this line that I just made, come down, and then just add that little bit of extra thickening there. And you're just going to go ahead and continue to make those auras on this side. Okay, so like that. Might want to make that a little bit thicker. And maybe another one coming here. All right, so that's what this is looking like right now. Okay, so we started this way. We turned it 90 degrees. Now we're going to go ahead and put those lines on this side. So don't continue down this way. We're going to start from here. So just come on down and then you decide whichever way you want to go. If you want to go this way or the opposite way. And that's okay if that line is thicker. Then you're just going to aura and continue down that way. So let me go ahead and show you again how that's coming along. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue that. Just give it that aura, and if you've noticed, there's a pattern, no pun necessarily intended, but that there's quite a bit of aura or outlining done in Zentangle. So there's quite a few of these little drawings that where you use the aura. Okay, so we're done with that there. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it. And then just from here, I am now going to start coming on down this way. So we're now going to follow and come to the edge. And what's nice is that however your blob, so to speak, is how these are going to turn. So you kind of get that little bit of a curve depending on how your blob is. Each one is going to look different. So just come on down. You can make these lines thicker, and of course, depending on the pen that you have, the nib size, it'll look different as well. So this is just fun, just continuing that aura. And I love, this is one of my favorite things, is just making these type of lines. There's just, again, something so relaxing of it. Now, if you wanted to continue on this side, you can too, or you can just keep going. Let's see. We'll do it on this side here. You can make these little areas here thicker, some thinner, but it's just a matter of following that outline and that aura. So it's like these lines are getting a little bit of a foothold on the edge. And, you know, here we are at the end here. So that is it. That's Mrth. You could put your lines going intersecting that way, but I just happen to like it like that. And you can see how it almost has, again, that illusion of that waviness there. Really pretty, isn't it? So let's see. I think I will skip the calendar just for sake of time, and let's go ahead and go to the compilation page. So I think I might want to fill in this area here. So I'm going to put maybe 2 or 3. So I'll show you how Panagia works. Let's see if we can get that fit in. So again, we'll just do one of those blob shapes. So maybe I'll come here and put one in. And then Panagia would just, maybe I can go ahead and put it behind here. Not sure if that'll work, but let's go ahead maybe. And so Panagia would, again, follow that outline sort of like Tripoli. So maybe I'll come here, follow this a little bit. I don't necessarily want to go over that. I might give it an aura, but let's see. Let's start with these 2, and we'll see what other tangles there might be or other fill-ins that I can do in these other areas. So again, I'm going to go ahead and just put in that, again, what Maria says is like that little smiley face. And I don't think I'm going to have it go outside. I'll just show you these with them being inside. So just starting and coming to the edge, and then just putting another one and thickening it there at the edge. Again, an aura and thickening it there. And maybe we'll put another one right there. And how about we put another one? It'll fit. Again, having it get that hold here at the edge. And then just going to close off that little smiley face and ink in those areas. Just like that. Then we're going to turn the page so that it's perpendicular, and then you're just going to go ahead and start just at one point, come on down, and then thicken that up there. Give it that aura. Get another aura. And so that's pretty much what you're going to do. So on that side, and then on this side, and of course I will be adding the graphite so you can see what that looks like. I'm going to thicken that up there. But this is a fun Zentangle. I haven't drawn it in quite some time actually, so this was fun to have it come back as part of the prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and start again from here. And just come on down. You see it's starting to take that curved shape. And of course, turn the page as you go to whatever's comfortable for you. So this is going to be an interesting one because we now have this odd shape, but let's see what turns out. I think that's the fun part of these organic type of Zentangles. They're all going to be different. No two are really going to be alike. I don't know that I would ever have, again, the same exact blob. So that's the fun part. So this one's going to come around this way. And let's go ahead and continue this one. And then we'll see how that one over there ends up. Okay. So that's what that looks like, really pretty. So let me go ahead and grab the graphite. And what I'll probably do is may add it here towards the bottom, just to have that illusion effect. So pushing the graphite into the paper. And to me, as I look at this over here looks like this would be standing out, and that this might be a little bit further pushed back. So I'm going to add some graphite there. Again, if you have your eraser and you think, oh, I might want some highlight where I put some graphite, just grab your eraser and erase that. So that's that. I might put just a little bit here with the graphite that's already on the tortillon, so I'm not adding any extra. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and add another one. So perhaps maybe this will be facing that way. So I've got my smiley face. Just going to go on up straight there. Give it a little bit of thickening there towards the edge where it's got that hold. Maybe over here too. And maybe right here at the edge as well. If I want to make that a little bit wider, I can. Then I'm going to go ahead and close that off. Maybe I'll make it a little bit wider. So we have that going like that. Then again, turning it the 90 degrees and just pick a spot and come on down. Give it that little hold at the edge. Again with that aura. And of course, if you want to make your lines, thicker, so let's say you wanted a larger aura, that could be a totally different look. So definitely go ahead and give that a try. You've seen, how I've added some different embellishments. So again, that's the fun part of this, is just take the basic idea and then find some other things, some other ways to embellish it. So I'm going to go perpendicularly here. Like that. Then maybe here. There we go. And you can make these larger, smaller. Get some lines thicker or thinner. Maybe we'll do that for that one, just to show you. And this one here. And of course, take your time with it. All right, so there's that one. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the graphite. So this is a 4B that I have been using. And let's see, I'm going to put some here at these edges to push those forward. And maybe I'll continue a little bit here as well as here. Grab my tortillon. And of course, you don't have to add graphite if you don't want to. It's just as pretty without. Okay, I think we will call these done. So this is Mrth. I hope you give it a try, really pretty. And I will add that again to my calendar separately. Panagia and Mrth here. And again, that sample of the Panagia, Mrth, and some other designs. So give it a try and make it your own. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care. I will see you in the next one. Bye.